So for the exam, since you asked last time, I thought of giving you a little insight for what type of exam you will have, because this is the first time I'm doing lectures for you guys. So the past papers won't support you much. That's why I thought of giving you some guidance. So these are the topics that we completed in this module, and I think we went through all of these, and what I want you to be in exam is I'm just checking how far you appreciate art and design, and how far you have the ability to express yourself in an artwork, and how do you explain yourself and apply what you have learned as theory. So for example, like this one, can you identify this sculpture? This is from art history. For art history topic, that you have to be, you have to go through the presentations that I have done and read a little on those art movements. And I'm not giving you anything that I have not discussed. So that's easy. I have not included much in the notes. So it's just what you know, okay? And I'm not asking questions like at what time or what is the year that this is made, or who was the artist. You can remember the artist and the name of the art piece, so that's just a plus point, and I don't mind it whether you remember the actual time, like with years, not into that detail. But when compared to that particular art movement, whether you appreciate this art piece, whether you can remember the characteristics and special details about that period. So that's what I am looking for. Okay. So can anybody identify this? Discus thrower. Yes, this is discus thrower. So yes, by Myron. Which art? Okay, we'll write it down. Okay, this is. How do you write that? Discus thrower by Myron. So what is the era, or what else do you know about this era or the art piece? Roman era, I think. Roman, yes. We call it classical era in art, okay? Roman and Greek art. Classical era Anyone can remember anything else about what this era was about?
Greek sculpture.
Okay, Greek sculpture. I'm just writing the keywords. So if you can't write in if you I don't mean that you should write in pages and pages in your in your exam, but I really expect these keywords. Okay, which era, like even you don't have to write pages or paragraphs, uh, even you can write these keywords, that's enough. So my questions will be more specific, right? Not just so much open-ended, like, can you identify this culture? Yes, I will see something like, just write something about this culture or something, okay? With relation to the particular art movement, or question will be like that. I'm just explaining the content, okay? So what else? What was about special about classical era Greek sculptures? Can you remember anything else? Okay. What you have to do is just go through even before the just before the day of the exam. Just go through it. So can you remember that we were talking about idealized figures, ideal figures in Greek sculpture, and what type of what type of situations that depicted, what type of poses? Active and motion, activity and motion, sports. Can you remember them? Mm, gods and athletes. What about the emotions? Can you remember? Emotions and expressions. Okay. Yes, Deepika. At least somebody, I think, referring to the presentation. Yes, good. Okay, this is why neutral and contemplative facial expressions. Don't worry to go through the presentations now. I'm not expecting you to remember everything because I didn't ask you to go through them before coming to the class. So don't mind going through them now. Just tell me if you remember anything only. Otherwise, we'll go through this and have a little kind of note. Okay. Seem to be a galaxy. Okay. Okay, so if I ask you to write something on this type of mm, particular art movement, this is what you have to do. Okay, with by giving the keywords, you can explain about those art movements. Okay, we'll go to next. Can you remember this one? What is this? Which period it falls on? Okay, it's Last Supper.
Supper.
Was it Angelo?
Yeah, I think I can answer.
Sorry, I can't hear you properly. Give me a minute.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, it's by Da Vinci. Leonardo. I'm not sure with the spellings. Okay. Sorry. See? Yes. Yes, it is the last dinner of Jesus, but the specific name is Last Supper. Okay. Yes, Deepika, it is something related to humanism, but uh, the art movement is uh, what is the period, specific period? It's the Renaissance. Renaissance spellings. I prefer if you speak, if your mics are working. Okay. So what else you can tell about this? This is one of the pieces from Renaissance period and done by Da Vinci and very famous for its composition. Okay. Or you can, maybe you can explain about the composition techniques related to this. I think I didn't give you much uh, detail about this specific picture, specific art, as I can remember now. Is that so?
Naturalism.
Naturalism. Okay. Can you for just specifically call this naturalism? I'm not sure. Give me a minute, I will check that. I'm not sure whether it falls into naturalism. It is naturalistic, but you can call it more naturalistic. Okay. Like a famous painting like this, you have to identify this as Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. Okay. Most of the Renaissance paintings that I have given, you should remember the names of them and the artist. So for the ones that are included in the presentation, like Mona Lisa, uh, Raphael's, what is that? Creation of Adam kind of paintings, the most famous Renaissance paintings. You have to remember the names and the artists of them. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next. Can you identify this one? Yes, this is the Sunrise by Claude Monet. Dinity can remember. So if I ask you to explain the characteristics of this particular art movement by using this painting, how would you do that?
Use the light and color.
Yes, use the light and color. What is the particular art movement, if we can remember? What is this particular?
Impressionism.
Yes, it is Impressionism. So, use of, how can we say that? What use of accurate? Shall we say it accurate or something sharp? So light and color. So what else are the characteristics that the things that you can recognize these as uh, Impressionism? Yes, French painters are related with Impressionism, okay, but not. I mean that specifically with this painting, can you identify any?
Focus on light and color.
I didn't hear the first word.
Focus on light and color.
Focused on light and color. What else? How the colors are mixed? Can you remember what type of sceneries that they have used? Can you remember them? Yes, it is oil on canvas, but oil on canvas is not the we can't say that it is a characteristic of this particular art movement, Gihan, because prior to this, that in Renaissance period was also oil on canvas. So it's not specific to this. Can you see, can you remember something that all these were about outdoor sceneries? And what about capturing the moments? And what else? Can you remember quick brush strokes? Um, yes, as Ihan said, that something was done on canvas. What is that? Can you remember? Focus on texture. No, Hiruni. Yes, as you can see in this picture, you can say that it is focused on texture, but it's not the texture that it has created texture, but it's not the texture that they focused on. It is light and color. Uh, than the composition, it is light and color. Uh, so yes, this is not that. I mean, it's not in your memory because because you couldn't go through the presentations. That's why it is. So don't worry about that. If you go through the art movements again, then you will remember these things. Okay. Uh, and if you have any questions specifically on those movements, if you have any confusions, then just let me know. I can clear them. I think I can clear them. Okay. Uh, yes. What I was telling you was mixing colors on the canvas itself. There's no focus on life and nature subjects. Yes, correct. Okay. Okay. So this impressionism, as you go through it again, it is the best thing that you can remember. I mean, that you can recognize it is that it is like that you go outdoor to capture an outdoor scenery and painting at that's another point. They were done on set. What is what do you mean by doing on set? On set means that we are doing something on the real time, on the real situation, in the real scenario, that you just paint what you see uh, before your eyes. ඒ setting එකට ඒ තැනට ගිහිල්ලාම අඳිනවා කියන එක තමයි එතනදිම අඳිනවා කියන එක තමයි doing on set කියන්නේ. Okay. So you can use your own words to express these ideas. That's fine. Okay. You don't have to use these specific words. You can explain it on your own words. And Impressionism, it's about capturing the real moments, doing on set and very quick, and trying to capture uh, the most real color and light uh, on a scenery. Okay, let's move to the next one. Can you identify this painting? I have given the name because it's a bit long to memorize. The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. Can someone remember what was the art movement? කාට හරි මතකයිද art movement එක මොකක්ද කියලා? Can you remember Dadaism? Yes, because it's Surrealism. So, can you remember Dadaism? So, what is the difference between Dadaism and Surrealism? That's why I specifically put this because it's a bit confusing. Dadaism and Surrealism. I thought that you can remember this Dadaism well because can you remember that you shared in our WhatsApp group a picture of Mona Lisa getting vaccinated? Can you remember that?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, that was Dadaism. Yes, I thought that that was really interesting to me. I couldn't tell you, I think. Because that is a really good recognition of art. That you have identified its meaning. That Dadaism is more about that kind of irony, sarcasm. What do you mean by irony and sarcasm? It means that in Sinhala it's upahasa again. That you're laughing at something, but still you're laughing at the reality. Maybe you're laughing at yourself. That's irony. Okay. So Dadaism is likewise kind of against the that political and social scenarios, and it was more like that absurd combinations of pieces. But surrealism is more like a dreamy thing. It is kind of dream confusion, I mean fusion of dream and reality. Okay, shall we write that? So it's not real either. It's not a dream, totally a dream either. And the most common thing in surrealism is changing the form. What do you mean by changing the form? What do you mean by changing the form? මොකද මේකේ change කරලා තියෙන form එක? So Normally this clock is a hard thing. Okay, but here it is kind of a melting object, that it is kind of a liquid, not a hard object. So they have changed the form. ඔරලෝසු මෙහෙම රැක් කරෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. So this changing form is one of the specific thing in surrealism, and fusion of dream, not in every surreal thing, okay. It's most of the time it was with Salvador Dali's work. Oil on canvas medium that Hiruni has said, again, as I told you earlier, it's not specific to one art movement. In all the time, there were oil on canvas, okay? Okay, go back and try to identify what is the difference of I will give you another question here, then you will remember it. What is the difference of Dadaism and Sarcasm? Okay. And even though this is the last lesson we have, you can have a Q&A session if you need. Once you are done with your study, you can ask me to have a Q&A session if you need to clarify your things, okay? So don't worry about that. But I'm not having it if you don't have any questions, okay? Just to ask your questions, you can have a session. Request me if you need something like that. Okay. So this is a painting represents Romanticism art movement. I think we discussed this in the class, this painting particularly. So imagine if the same scenery was painted by an artist in realism movement. Describe how would he see this scenery? Can you understand the question? Can somebody explain the question? මොකද්ද මේ කියන්නේ? Okay, I will. මේ painting එක romanticism art movement එකට අයිති painting එකක්. හරිද? එතකොට මේ painting එකම මේ scenery එකම මේ scene එකම realism art movement එකේ කෙනෙක් ඇන්දොත් මේක මොන වගේ දේවල් එයා දකීද? I think we discussed this in the class. Can you maybe are you joining from the mobile phones? Can you see this one properly? Can somebody give me Any comment? So if this same scenery was done by a artist from a realism movement, how would he see this? How would he see this?
Maybe there won't be that graceful,
There won't be that
graceful look. I mean,
graceful look. Yes. Okay, I'm going to write your answers. So to reduce that graceful look, what he would do? Maybe there won't be this. Okay, he would mainly focus on human emotions. So what humans? This is answered by somebody. Yes. What type of human emotions are there? There are, if you can you see the image properly? There are workers in this. What do you call it? Harbor. He would focus on workers at the harbor. Shall we call it like that? More places. More places he focus on it. What do you mean by that, Deepika? What do you mean by more places? What do you think that how he will see this chapel? It's a Gothic chapel. How will he see this in this picture? This is very highlighted and looks really pleasant. A glowing place, a bright place, a bright light, a heavy light is behind the chapel. So how he would he sees this? Can you remember first? Okay, some are answering and some are not. I will just remind you about Romanticism and realism. Can you remember that in Romanticism, it is about seeing everything very beautifully. Okay, even though this is a very rough place with a harbor, people at working, and people dragging heavy things, that this artist have seen it very beautifully with a bright light and a happy couple chatting over the river, and a Gothic chapel, even though it's very dark and heavy Gothic chapel, that he has used a very bright light to make this scenery very beautiful. Okay. So when it comes to realism, it is about capturing the real scenario and real feelings and the hardship of life. Okay, I will say, write that here. Uh, Capturing hardship of life. Okay. So to make this hard and to make this real, what would an artist from realism era will see in this? That's what I am asking. Okay. So even though the question is complex, you don't have to answer in complex ideas. Okay. Just think simply. Okay. Yes, Sandali. Maybe he will more highlight the workers than Gothic Shabal. It is one answer that that can be in realism, and somebody else could have another answer. So there's no right or wrong answers. So it's about how you explain it. Okay. Yes, good, Sandali. Maybe more highlight on. Maybe highlight more on workers than the chapel. Okay, what else? He may see the chapel in chapel as a dark gloom place. Okay. Or what else? Maybe he will remove uh, the happy couple from the scene. Okay. Okay. And then you can even explain the activities here that people are working uh, and yes, they are lifting heavy things. So and sometimes maybe he will not paint these workers costumes this much bright. They may not wearing these bright white shirts. You can go for that far. Okay. The details that you just have to explain the details. All right. Okay. Okay, that are those are the examples I put from the art movements. Uh, so So I have not decided, and even though even I am not informed about the exam yet, so so I just want you to see this far. Okay, don't think too much. Just I just want you to see things this far. Okay, and very simply explain what you feel, what you see. And remember, there are no right or wrong answers in this subject. It's how much you express yourself. That's all I have to say. Okay, then. Uh, can you do this? Describe how this designer has used design elements in this fashion garment. Can you name what are the design elements used in specifically in this garment? Lines, yes, good. Okay, what type of lines that this designer has used? Can somebody say something about how the lines has used uh, and what are the other elements have used? Can you remember the design elements? Can somebody say the design elements that we learn? Lines and what else?
Texture,
Yes, texture,
shape,
shapes,
color,
colors. Lines, textures, shapes, colors. What else? Form. Okay, shape. Yeah. So, in this garment, can you describe how this designer has used design elements? So start when you get a question like this, start from the beginning. That this very first thing that you see. Can you can see as Hiruni has mentioned line. So you have to describe it. This designer has this designer has more focused on lines to create this garment. Okay. So your answer should begin with that. Okay. So what else? What type of lines? How the upper part is made, how the bottom part is made. You can explain them. Rashida, can you explain a little on how the lines are used in this? Are you confused on what I am asking or what type of answer I need? Are you confused on that? Guys, can you hear me? Yes, good. Upper part is made in horizontal lines. ඔව් ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කන්ෆියුෂන් එක? මොකද්ද තේරෙන්නේ නැත්තේ? ඒ කියන්නේ මං අහන්නේ මේ ඩිසයිනර් මේ ඇඳුම හදන්න ඩිසයින් එලිමන්ට්ස් පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා ඔයගලන්ට විස්තර කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. එතකොට කොහොමද ඒක විස්තර කරන්න කියන එක ගැන ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවද? ඒක හිතා ගන්න බැරිද කොහොමද කියන්නේ කියලා? ඒක දවුල. හරි. Does somebody else has the same question that I think that's where you all have stuck. You don't know how to express what you feel. I think Sandali has tried it a little from the beginning. So she has given another answer. Bottom part is made in any direction of lines. Okay. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මේ මොකක් හරි ඩිසයින් එකක් දැක්කහම ඔගොල්ලොන්ගේ ඩිසයින් එලිමන්ට් සහ ඩිසයින් ප්‍රින්සිපල්ස් අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තානේ. මතකද harmony, repetition, pattern, rhythm. හරිද? ඒව ටික ආපහු බලන්න. අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තනේ මේ ඩිසයින් මොනවාද ප්‍රින්සිපල්ස්. එතකොට මේ ඩිසයින් ප්‍රින්සිපල්ස් උයි ඩිසයින් එලිමන්ට්ස් උයි එකතු කරලා තමයි මිනිස්සු ඩිසයින් කරන්නේ. ඩිසයිනර්ස්ලා ඩිසයින් කරන්නේ. ඕකේ. එතකොට අපිට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ ඒව කොහොමද ඇප්ලයි කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා හරිම සරලව විස්තර කරන්න. ඕකේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඕගලන්ට තේරෙනවනේ දැන් මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකේදී අපිට බෑ ඩිසයින් එලිමන්ට්ස් මොනවද? ඩිසයින් ප්‍රින්සිපල්ස් මොනවද? එහෙම කියලා ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න බෑ. Just that's very simple. In here in the class, do we have anybody who don't understand Sinhala? Rashida, Rikasa, do you understand Sinhala?
I understand, madam. Shaba can't understand.
Shaba can't understand. Okay. Is Shaba there in the class? Okay. Okay. I will explain this in English as well later. Okay. එතකොට අපිට මේකේ ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න බෑ directly කොහොමද ඒ කියන්නේ මොනවද තියෙන ඩිසයින් ප්‍රින්සිපල්ස් මොනවද තියෙන ඩිසයින් එලිමන්ට්ස් කියලා ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න බෑ. මොකද ඒවත් හරියට ස්පෙસિෆික් නෑ. එකක් කියලා නෑනේ ඒවත්. ඒ කියන්නේ මම දීපු ලිස්ට් එක අරගෙන තවත් තියෙනවානේ. එතකොට මේ අපිට මේකෙදි ඕගොල්ලන් එක ඉගෙන ගත්තද කියන එක ජජ් කරන්න වෙන්නේ. Not for the exam, okay? Exam won't be this tough. මේ මෙච්චර අමාරු විදිහට මම එක්සෑම් එකේ මේක එක්ස්පෙක්ට් කරනවා කියන එක නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. මේ හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ ලෙවල් එකට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ මේක මේ අයිඩියා එක තව කෙනෙකුට කියන්න. ඕකේ. එතකොට කොහොමද මෙයා මේවා පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන්නේ? එතකොට තමයි අපිට ජජ් කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ ඔයාට මේ ඩිසයින් එලිමන්ට්ස් වෙන වෙනම දකින්න හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා කියන එක. හරිද? දැන් first thing මේක ගත්තාම කියන්න පුළුවන් පාවිච්චි කරලා නැති ඒවා මොනවද කියලා මුලින්ම කියන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? මොනවද මේක පාවිච්චි කරලා නැත්තේ? So when you are explaining how the design elements are used in a particular art piece, first you can start with what is highlighted and what is not used. What are the design elements that have ignored in this art piece? So what are the elements that have ignored in the art piece? What are the elements that are not used?
Texture.
Texture. Yes. What is the other thing?
Space.
Space. Yes, kind of. But there is one other design element that. What about color?
Yeah. It also not used.
Yes. Color. So this is not created with color and textures. So what are the other elements that are highlighted in this? Lines, shapes, and form. Okay, this one is done. Is done using lines, shapes, and form. Okay, so the upper part, okay, for example, I will explain this one. Okay, this garment is done by using lines, shapes, and form. The upper part of the garment is created with repeating lines. You can say like that. Neutral colors are used. Okay, Shaba. Upper part is done by creating using repeating lines, repeating curved lines, if you can say, or parallel lines, or repeating the same line again and again to create a beautiful shape or a texture. Okay, you can say a texture. With these lines, it creates a texture. So if you don't want to go that far, um, by using repeated lines, they have created, the designer has created a nice shape or a form. Okay, so the bottom part or the skirt of this garment is created with irregular lines. And what else? No colors has used, and that irregular lines create a innovative form, a new form. Okay, that's how you explain that. Yes, now you get the idea. Wavy form of lines. Yeah, very beautiful expression of the designer's work. දැන් තේරෙනවද කොහොමද ඒක කියන්නේ කියලා? ඔව් එතකොට මේ හරීම සරලයි. හරිද? මේ මේකේ මේ මහා කම්ප්ලෙක්ස් දේවල් නෑ. හැබැයි සරල දේවල් සරල විදිහට එක්ස්ප්‍රෙස් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Okay. හරිද? Are you all clear with this? Any confusions? How to express that? I think now you understand because I can guess it with your answers now. Shall we go for the next? Can you appreciate this photograph? This is a bit complex than the first one. Okay, I will go to the next slide. It is easier than the. Why this picture is interesting? Is this picture interesting and why? Can somebody try speaking? I will help you while you speak. Can somebody try? Start explaining and tell me why you like this picture. Do you all like it? First, whether you all can't say no, okay. Okay, shall I ask from somebody? Vikasa, why do you think that this is interesting?
It has taken in proper manner.
What in proper manner? I didn't hear.
In one direction.
Yes, that one direction. What is in one direction? That objects are placed in proper manner. That's what. Is that what you?
Objects are placed in proper manner. In that manner, they have taken the picture.
Yes. Yes. Good. Yeah. And yes, somebody says that repeating the same texture. Yeah. And same pattern, rhythm. So, and the point where the rhythm is broken takes attention. Can you see that? The point where the pattern is broken takes attention. What is the point that pattern is broken? That lady with the hat taking a fish. So that's where the pattern is broken and it takes our attention and it is highlighted with a beautiful colorful hat. So just explain what you see. Okay? Yes, repeating same texture and the fishes horizontal, vertical on one to one. Yes, good Shaba. Not using different colors. Yes, very interesting observation. The all the colors are in a very harmonious color palette. Yeah, and on the contrast is only the contrast color is the yellow hat. So it takes our attention. So that's why it is attractive. Okay. And the lines creates a direction. The repetition of textures that was told by Chandeliers. Okay, now you know what to see in a picture, right? I wish I could have done this exercise before. Uh, I think I feel that you are a bit new to it. Okay, okay, very good on this one. That's how you have to explain it. Okay, very good. What about this one? Why is this interesting? What is the most important?
More focused.
Yes, more focused on what? Attractive texture. Yes. symmetrical pattern. Is it for this one, Diniti? Composition of colors. Yes, colorful. Okay. So think more. These pictures I have taken from the presentation that I have shared with you. So if you go through it again, then you can find more ideas on it. Okay. So I place this picture as an example for rhythm, if you can remember. Can you see there is a rhythm in this picture? And think of the lines, that curve lines. There is a curve line created with the body shape of the animals. It creates a rhythm. That and what type of ideas that you can say in this picture? With the same texture, somebody has said, yes, it is interesting. So why it's interesting? This texture creates a feeling of togetherness, that the mother animal and the baby animal, maybe this can be and the this color contrast of the tongues of the animals get focused to the action. This contrast point of the picture that captures our eye, and it gets our attention to the action. Yes, having a very good color combination. Yes. And think of the composition techniques also, the rhythm and the curve lines that is created by the figures. Okay, and you can go for the feelings as well. It feels very caring, cozy, comfortable feeling. You can explain those feelings as well. And the texture of the that fur texture of the animal skin is highlighted in this picture. Likewise. Okay, good. Okay, good. Now you know how to speak. Okay. Yes, Sandali. Loving seeing mother animal and the baby animal. Yes. Is this picture interesting? Why? Now you know how to express your idea. So just tell me something about that. And don't worry about your language mistakes, grammar mistakes when expressing your ideas. Okay, that's totally fine, and it's not a problem when expressing your idea. So just write something, say something. Yes, Sandali says that this is interesting because texture see as shadows. Yeah, very good observation. That with the background texture. Yes, what else? What do you think about the scale of the scene? This is a very small object that normally we see. But in this picture, that the small object is highlighted. That small animal, that small insect is highlighted in a larger scale of the frame. Don't you think so? So think of design elements like and principles when you are describing how the lines have gone through and how the colors is used, how the textures are used. Can you see in this one, you can analyze one by one lines that it looks like a line drawing. So yes, having more empty space to feel it interesting. Yes, very good. So maybe somebody doesn't say that this one has an empty space, but somebody else sees it. So that's fine. And that's how that particular person sees that. So that's what I need. It's not that what I need, but that's how you practice seeing things. Doesn't matter whether the other sees it or not. It's your own idea. What about the composition technique? Don't you think, can you remember that rule of third? Light focusing, yes. What is about light focusing? Because the background light is high and the object looks darker, it is interesting. Infinity. So that's how you should explain it, Vinity, okay? If you feel something about the light, so what is it about the light? You can explain that background is lighter, the object is darker. Likewise, you can explain. Scale that, yes. And rule of third, that insect is not in the middle of the picture. The same words you can write, okay? This insect is not in the middle of the picture. So it is in the corner, so it is interesting because it has used the rule of third. Likewise, you can explain. And what about the repeating lines, that insect and the grass or whatever in the background, those repeating lines? Likewise, you can describe, okay? Okay. What about this? This is a bit complex photograph, that's why I skip it in the beginning. Now you can explain it. Can someone try? What is the first thing? Yeah.
Taken from upwards.
We didn't hear you properly.
The shot is taken from upwards.
Yes, yes, that's a good observation. That yes, Vinity also says the same thing. That angle is remarkable. Yeah, that we call it bird eye view. Okay. Bird eye view. Something I didn't think of that came from you guys. Yes, that bird eye view is that like it's like how a bird sees things. So normally more bird eye views are nowadays it's popular with drone cameras that bird eye views. Okay, so why that angle is interesting? Can you see? It is because that's not what we normally see. So most of the time when it comes to photographs, we can see different angles that we are not normally seeing. That makes it interesting. Yes. Yes. You can see the angle of the photograph. Yes, Diniti, the color combination. Yes, having used only a few colors. Yes, it's you can say it's grayscale. Okay, using black and white and something more about this black and white. Can you use the word contrast here? Contrast. Yes, it has used a very nice contrast color combination. Yeah. And what about the balance? Focusing on the center of the picture. Yes, very good. Yes, now you know how to do it. Great. And and the line kind of thing that the circle creates with the figures that these dancers creates a circle and that composition is interesting. I'm saying that Nihan's idea in another words. You can see focus in the center of the picture. You can explain how it is done. Maybe the instructor with this circle created by the dancers, this person can be the instructor. So gets attention to this center. Okay. Just not focusing one object here. And this circle creates with the figures are matching with their circular skirts, the shape of their garment. That can be another observation. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, do you need, as Deepika suggested in the morning, do you need an assignment on this? I don't know. I don't want you to give more assignments actually. I think it's better if you can write in your own words. Uh, so before the exam, it's how to appreciate this kind of pictures, visuals. I think that would be an good exercise for you. Shall we do it? Okay, then I can comment on your work. Uh, I will make another document with just kind of an exercise with few pictures. Then you can write on your own because we have only few students in the class and only few has responded to the discussion well. So you can write on your own and send me, then I can comment. Um, yes, I will upload an exercise to the Google Class. Okay. Okay, so that's all about this one. Uh, shall we go for the next activity? Do you need a break or do you have something to say? Or anything you need to work on? Did you get confused? Are you clear now? Or any confusions? Since this is the last day, did you all get confused on this? This week or another? Yeah, okay. So anybody else? So are you fine now? Still are you in that confusion? Okay. I will send you that exercise, then you can just try out. Okay. Are we good to continue for the next color exercise? Okay, definitely we will have a Q&A session. Then you can after this exercise, I will do an additional Q&A session when you are completed that. With that, we will have a Q&A session, okay? Go through the presentations, those theory parts that we discussed, and come to that Q&A session with all your questions. And okay, I will spend any much time you need to solve your problems. Okay. Okay then. So this is a small color activity. You have to look into this Google presentation. I will explain it there. Okay. This is a color activity to do color palettes. Okay. For you to just remind on color palette and color wheel, I just put this slide. This one, I just put this slide. Then you can remember the color wheel. Just a reminder to the color harmonies that we learned. Monochromatic color is using one color, the shades, tints of one color to create a color palette. And complementary is using opposite colors like this. Then split complementary is using the two colors sitting by the sides of the opposite color. If blue and this orange and this yellow and this orange. Okay, that's what split complementary, and triadic is the colors in triangle in same space of the color wheel, and analogous colors are the colors that sits side by side in the color wheel. So that is about color harmonies that we learned. What you have to do is for this one, I have three activities. For this activity one, you have to create a color palette for a 4-year-old boy's birthday party at nursery school. Okay, do you understand? You have to create a color palette. So for a boy's birthday party, and he is 4 years old, and the party is at the nursery school. So it would be very childish and playful thing to express. Okay, so that's the color palette you have to do, and put your name first in the slide and create new slide. If you, okay, how many do we have? Put your name, and what you have to do is insert shape. From shapes, take a square and how to change the color. From here you can get a color. Okay, you can take a custom color from here. Okay, and do them proportionately. The shape, do they have a line? Border color. Okay, and you can match with the proportions as well. Okay. If you are using two colors of using 4 colors, like this, you can decide on the size of the colors. It means that you can use one major color and use accent colors like this. Okay. Okay, can you do now? Starting now. Put your name here and do like this. So I will explain the next 2 activities as well. First one is that the theme is color palette for a 4-year-old boy's birthday party at nursery school. Okay. For the activity 2, there is another slide. Color palette for a promotional campaign to sell Ayurvedic beauty products. Okay. The next one, activity 3, color palette for a Nike shoe campaign. You know that shoe brand and shoe and sportswear brand Nike. That t-shirts and everything is there. So this is about a Nike shoe campaign with a cycling tour. that to promote Nike shoes. The color palette would be used for the posters, advertisements, and everything. The color palette for the campaign. Okay, I will share these two slides as well in your chat. It's not have to be 4 colors all the time. You can use 3 colors or 2 colors as well. Sandali, what do you mean by only 4 colors for both? You mean the activity, all 3 activities?
Yes, madam.
Oh, okay, okay. You can go with 4 colors if you need, yeah. Put your name first.
Madam,
Yes, Sandali.
ඒ කියන්නේ madam කලර්ස් 4කට වඩා ගන්න බැරිද?
එපා. color palette එකක කොහොමදත් colors 4කට වඩා ගන්න එපා. ඊට වඩා ගන්නවා නම් ඒක මේ ටිකක් confusing වෙනවා. මේ මං කියන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ ඕනම වැඩකදී color palette එකක් කරද්දී colors 4ක් තියාගන්න ඒක හරියම easy මේ වැඩ කරන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ තව ඕගොල්ලන්ට පොඩි පොඩි details ගොඩාක් ඕනි වගේ හිතෙන විශේෂම දෙයකදී ඇරෙන්න color palette එකක් විදියට maximum 5 4 තමයි best palette. Okay.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Everybody don't go beyond 4 colors. Yes. What you have to do is do a color palette, make a color palette. This is the incident or the scene that you have to do the color palette for. Okay, you in the activity 1, first slide, first presentation, you have to do color palette for a 4-year-old boy's birthday party at nursery school. So it is a theme party. So you can create a color palette for that one. Okay, you can use this type of squares and fill it with colors to create your color palette. It doesn't have to be in the same arrangement. It can be like this or whatever the composition you like. Okay, and it has to be maximum 4 colors, not more than that. Okay, and with this, if you need to, in the second slide, there is the color wheel and the color harmonies we learned. So you can make this, keep this as a guide to use colors if you need to remember that. If you are using any color harmonies from that, and you can change the colors with this tool, fill color. You can change the colors and make the color palette. Okay, according to this concept. That's what you have to do. You can use either 3 colors or 2 colors as well if you like, but this is maximum 4 colors. Okay, the first activity is about this. In the front page, the concept is there for the first slide. The second activity is a color palette for a promotional campaign to sell Ayurvedic beauty products. Okay, so it is about the posters, so website and emails, social media, anything using for the promotion. This is the color palette you are using. And the third activity, it is a color palette for a Nike shoe campaign with a cycling tour. So there's a cycling tour and the Nike company is promoting their shoes with that cycling tour. Again, this is also about the promotional campaign for the posters, social media, the videos they are presenting, or for anything. This is the color palette. That what you are making is the color palette for that. Okay. Are we clear, Shaba? You know what to do now? Did you think of color harmony techniques when you create the color palettes? Just check whether your color palette has any relationship with the color harmonies. Don't change if you think it's right, okay? It doesn't have to be in the color harmony techniques every time. Don't change if you feel it right. Can we stop at in 10 minutes? Some are done, I think, but some are still working on. Okay. Okay, then stop editing now. We'll discuss. The first activity is on, you can see my screen, right? You can see everybody's work. Am I sharing the right screen? Can you see the activity one presentation now? Yes, okay. 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 So the first activity is a color palette for a 4-year-old boy's birthday party at nursery school. So this is a very simple color palette, simple location. And what do you have to think of doing a color palette in this situation? Can you give me some keywords? What it should be like? Any keywords for these colors? Yeah,
Right.
bright, yes. Blue. Shaba says it's blue. It seems that everybody thought of blue color because it's a boy. Yeah, it is normally associated with boys. That color blue is the most interesting, but it doesn't have to be there always. Yes, bright, attractive, fun colors. Yeah, very good. Yes, it should be bright. It doesn't have to be very bright always, but it should be some kind of playful thing, right? Yes, attractive, okay, fun, because it's kind of a party. Uh, that it has to be a bit kind of a bit function type, and it should be playful. And since it is a 4-year-old, it should be attractive and playful, like not like an old guy. Okay, and it's at nursery school, so the same age people, same age kids are there in the party. That's what we mean by it's happening in the nursery. So it is a bunch of kids. So all the girls and boys from same age are there. So it should be something bit playful. Okay. Okay. So from the most of you have used blue. That's good in a way. And yeah, you can think of other colors also, like what Dinity has done. Dinity has selected a very bright range of colors, quite different from what others have done. But there's something wrong with the combination. I will discuss on that. Okay, so I selected few to the top that that is. Yeah, in this case, most of the palettes are really good. I selected this one as the best because it's blue. These two actually. Yeah, because it's it has the essence that mm, that uh, boyish colors also with blue touch, and she has thought of adding a kind of bright into the palette, something not commonly incorporated with this color, with this blue. And yes, when it compares with the color palette, can you did you thought of any color harmony technique, Hiruni, or you just pick the colors by gazing to your eyes? Did you thought of any color harmonies? Did anyone think of any color harmonies? Gihan Balwada, most of you have done it well.
Oh, madam.
Yeah.
Analog color.
Analogous, okay. Shaba, Shaba, monochromatic, yes, good. Sandali, did you, okay, Hiruni has not,
Oh, madam.
okay, then, what about this one, Shaba? This is analogous, okay. Rashida, did you think of a color harmony? No, okay. Did Dinity? Dinity balu other color? No, okay. Okay, only Shaba and Gihan has thought of color harmonies. Okay, but Viduranga has done it well. Viduranga aragena tiyenne analogous from here to here. So it doesn't mean that these colors only in the color wheel. Okay, මේ range එකෙන් ගන්නවා කියන එක තමයි අදහස් කරන්නේ. විදුරංග අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ from green to blue range. Blue light blue වල ඉඳන් green light පැත්තට කියන එක. මේ වාගේ මේ colors වලට පොඩ්ඩක් green mix වෙලානේ තියෙන්නේ blue එකට මේකට. So blue and green range එක තමයි අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒක analogous color palette එකක්. And Gihan is also the same. It can be say that it is from monochromatic as well, since it's kind of single color tone in this area. With a single color, few tones has selected in this area from blue to green. But it is analogous as well. It is from blue to green. Analogs can be starting from 2 colors to 4 colors. Okay. So this is also a very good combination. And this is also a good combination. And Shaba's monochromatic theme is also really good. This is also fine, but without going for black, did I ask from somebody whether you go for a harmony? So when you go for a harmony from there, it's easier to match your colors. Okay, that's why these colors looks really nice. And make I think kanawata set kala. Normally what we are more associated with is this green and blue combination, because it is always practiced by most of the campaigns and most of the designs. That's why we are more familiar with that range. And I was interested with this range because it has taken analogous in the other way around, that from green to purple, blue to purple range, right? It is kind of in this area, not into this side. So that's what it made me like bit kind of catchy, because this is what normally what we see. So this is a really good combination, has a bit cheerful look, and also the nice range of colors selected. And yeah, these all are good. This is also nice with the monochromatic. And what's wrong with this is these colors are too bit far away from each other. Can you see that it is at one darker blue and kind of close to black, a very dark. Is it blue or is it black? I think it's kind of blue or black maybe. So it's okay to use black with this type of blue, but this color is bit better if this color was a bit closer to one of these. Okay, so or you can use it in smaller portions. That's fine. But this is since these two has too much contrast, you can think of a better color for this green. Okay. So once you think that these this should fall on the base color, that once you decide the base color, that okay, this has to go with blue, then you can think of whether to get a complementary color for blue to orange. I think that also would have been a very bright, very pleasing combination for a party kind of a thing, because it should be bit vibrance. Nobody has selected that complementary range. Some blue range and some orange-ish. It would play nicely and vibrantly since it's a party. And once you decide if it is goes with blue, the major color, then you can think of which way you go with this color harmonies, whether you go for monochromatic or you just go for analogous, then which way, like this, or complementary, split complementary, or triadic. Even this type of a triadic, the colors in this picture would have been work very nicely. Okay, that's how you go for the harmonies. Okay, as Viduranga said that it doesn't have to be the specific colors of these. What you have to guide from this is which way you are going. Okay, whether you are going this way and whether you are going this way and do something else. So what, even without knowing what Viduranga has decided, these two goes this way in this color harmony. Okay, good. And that's what has happened with Vinci. Even though she has selected very uncommon bright range from very different from the others, Vinci has not thought of the harmony. That's it. තේරුණාද Vinci? හරි ඉන්ට්‍රෙස්ටිං ඔයා වෙනස්ම පැලට් එකක් අරගෙන තියෙන එක. හැබැයි මේ ඇනලොගස් වුණත් මේව ටිකක් එකිනෙකට ගොඩක් ඈතයි. From here to here නේ ඔයා අරගෙන තියෙන එක. මෙතන ඉඳන් කලර්ස් කීයක් යනවද මෙතනට යනකම්? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's better if you keep it. Can you see now? It looks bit matching when you take maximum 4 colors. මෙතනින් පටන් ගත්තහම මෙතනින් නතර වුණා නම් මේ දෙකේ contrast එක අඩුයිනේ. Only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks bit kind of a range. If you start from here, you stop at orange, not go for bright red. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then it looks bit familiar and togetherness is there. But what has happened with this one is that the range is too much from here to here. So thank you, Vinci, for giving that example so I can explain it to everybody. Okay, that's how you play with color wheel to select your colors. Okay, really good that you have done it really well. Okay, then let's go to the next one. I didn't select. Yeah, this one is good. Hey, Rooney. Yeah. Vidurang, is this the right palette for this one? Just good. Okay. For this one, color palette for a promotional campaign to sell Ayurvedic beauty products. So when it comes to this concept, what did you thought of? The keywords? What are the keywords that you thought of?
Green.
Green. Natural colors. Yes, good. Sharp. Yes. I thought that, but Shaba's colors are not so natural. Yeah. Okay. Natural colors. Yes, good. Yeah. For the best palette for this concept, I thought it's Gihan's one. Again, that's the only palette I thought that follow the technique in color harmony. Again, it's analogous in this range from brown to yellow in this range, and it is, yes, it is from early tones. And brown, yellow, and green are the natural colors that goes with this. Okay, and when it comes to these palettes, most of you have used green and orange in your palettes. So it's not in the same. It doesn't fall in any color harmony, right? If you go for analogous, then it should stop from at least up to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you start a yellowish green like this, but when you start with a green kind of this kind of a green, you can't go this far. Okay, this is too far from each other in the color palette. You feel, even though it doesn't uh, it doesn't I mean, even though you don't compare it with the color wheel, you feel something wrong with this contrast, isn't it? You feel it's bit too sharp. Okay, so if these brown and yellow are fine, it falls somewhere around here. So you can go for and yellow bit greenish yellow ochre. Shall we try something like this? Would be more pleasing, right? Than this combination. This looks more harmonious. Okay. This is the same again. These colors, it's kind of, this is complementary, but again, this orange and pinkish beige color doesn't fall in with the green. Okay. Two contrast and and also what is the best harmony for the this concept is also important. Like I think this one, since Kian has taken this can be analogous or monochromatic, same color theme. I think better since it's natural and it is Ayurvedic beauty products that that we want to campaign. You can go for not so vibrant color harmony. So it's better not to use complementary or split complementary, complementary, split complementary, and triadic. In those harmonies, are colors are very bright and playful. You can use those harmonies into something like that party and playful kids stuff and other playful active activity things. You can go for these harmonies, but for the natural kind of a thing, you can go for monochromatic or either analogous. Okay, so everything else has a bit to contrast. I don't know why Viduranga selected these colors. I feel like it's mistaken, or did you select that specifically for this one? And this one is my bit much better, Sandali, but what's wrong is with only this color. This bright green, luminous green, is not natural. It looks a bit synthetic. That's why it doesn't fall with this. You can go for a bit. How can I change color? For a bit kind of different green. Maybe that looks better. Okay. And don't use that very bold colors unless it's kind of a triadic combination, like this bright red, blue, and yellow. That's a very vibrant, bold combination. Unless it is not something like that, don't use the very bright colors in the color theme, in the color wheel. So that's it. So the first activity you have done well than this one. Practice how to use softer earthy tones in your color palettes. Okay. This one I didn't search. This one has a few good combinations. Let me check. This is good. This is also good. Bad. This is also good. Okay. So Activity 3, color palette for Nike shoe campaign with a cycling tour. What you thought of? Give me a few more minutes. I will stop within 10 minutes. Okay. Um, what type of keywords came into your mind when you start to do this one? What it should be like when it comes to it's a cycling tour and it's a campaign for shoes. Okay, then it should be very active and sports kind of a thing. And this one should be, yeah, cheerful colors, good, and cheerful, but this is not cheerful like a party. Okay, uh, so I mean this it's okay to be cheerful, but Shaba, but it's a cycling tour and it's uh, it should be not this vibrant. Okay, it should have that sporty, manly look. Okay, with a little activity. So this is too bright for a campaign like that. Okay, otherwise this is a good combination, and I think this is better. This is good for. I mean, you could have a little, since these two are kind of not red and blue, yellow and blue exactly. This is kind of bit lemon yellow, and this is a lighter blue. So you could have used much lighter version of red in this one. Okay, so this is too flashy for a active thing like that. What's wrong with this is colors are too apart from each other. I think without black, this may look fine. These two colors are good. Yellow and ash, dark ash is a good combination for active and this type of since it is a cycling tour, and that activity feeling is also there with the yellow, then you can go for these two as a combination. And what I like about this palette is it has added a little vibrance. Alignment matters. I can't concentrate without alignment. What what's beautiful about this palette is it has the that activity mood and the cycling and a bit matured look in the colors. Since he has not used very raw colors from the palette, and it's very harmonious colors, and still with this green when compared to this dull brownish tone, with this blue you can give more activity and contrast look. And since he has used a lighter tone as well, then it is a very good combination. This is kind of a perfect color palette actually. With these four colors you can go for anything when it comes to a poster or something, from dark to light, from vibrance to dull. You can go anywhere and play. This is kind of a perfect color palette. This is also good. Uh, it has also, and you could have get more two different, get a little more difference in these two colors to add a bit vibrance to your color palette. And still these are, this is also a good palette to work with. Yeah, I told about this. This is also kind of a good one, but better if this has some more dull tone, since it is cycling to a bit more matured tone. This palette is okay, but for this red, I mean, you can go for bit uncommon color into a darker tone of this color. Okay. Okay, good. This is also fine. A monochromatic palette. You can go for a bit more difference between these two, and what's missing here is the sporty, active feeling of the event. This greenish thing is also fine. Again, this one also something missing about the vibrance in the palette. So you can think of with the color harmonies, you can think of some more colors to add a little vibrance. Okay. Can you see that in this palette, can you see that even though it's just blue and ash, in words, in names, it's just two colors, but you feel it colorful. It has only two colors, blue and ash, and all together with hues only 4. But still it looks from light to dark, bright to dull, it looks complete. So with adding some kind of that into this palette, you can upgrade into a better palette using this. Okay. Okay, then I think you all have understood how to use color harmonies in when making color palettes. Really interesting activity that you have done. And so that's all I have to teach you. This is the last lesson, and you all were a really a supportive bunch of students and very cooperative with my all the experiments. Thank you for being the lab rats for online teaching for me. And yes, it was very interesting to work with you. So I hope one day we could meet at the university to see you all. And please arrange a Q&A discussion when you are done with your studies. I can have some time with you to answer your questions, and I will send you an activity to work on how to express your ideas on visuals. Definitely, I will send it. So that's it. Thank you for joining. Call me if you need anything to ask, okay? Okay then, thank you, bye.
Thank you very much, madam.